Now, before you watch the video, it's actually the last build of the year, not the first build of the year. I got my days so mixed up, I thought it was New Year's was tomorrow. It's actually Tuesday. Thanks somebody for reminding me of that. Alright, I'm going to post her up right now. Well, good morning, everybody. Sunday morning. I just posted up the end of year video a few hours ago, and I was fumbling around on YouTube, and I mentioned I was going to step up my leather work, which I am. I'm going to learn. I think I've got it, the saddle stitch. I think that's going to be the primary thing I use for sheaths from now on. I'm going to look at some more stitches though. Not there's anything wrong with the way I've been doing it, but the way I've been doing it, hold it with this hand, do it with this hand. My arthritis is getting to where it's hard on me to do that more than one or two at a time. So I've been watching some videos on how to build a stitching pony. Here is the stitching pony right here, believe it or not. This is some old hardwood flooring. I believe this is ash. Now this thing is going to cost me absolutely nothing because I already got everything. Now once it's on right at 4 o'clock in the morning now. I'm not going to fire the table saw up for another couple hours because it's really loud and you can hear it outside the shop. And believe it or not, Mama can hear it in the house and it'll wake her up and I will be in trouble. So what I'm going to do with this flooring, I'm going to put it on the table saw in a little bit and square it up. This is tongue and groove. I'm going to cut the groove off and cut the tongue off, square the wood. And that will, when I get all the pieces cut, that will be the wood structure. Now I've seen several of them. The one I like the best is with a hinge type deal. And this is an old ancient door hinge. I painted it green. And why did I paint it green? Because I have some green paint. And I'll let y'all guess to the end of the video what color the entire thing will be when I'm done. Okay, I got this. I've got an old hinge. I've got some screws. I thought about this bolt with this, I forget what you call these nuts here. I don't think that's going to work. Remember the old trolling motor mount that I cut off on the trolling motor rebuild when I put the bow mount? And I told you don't throw anything away. I believe this. All I did, I took this one, I cut, that's pressed on there, so I had to cut that off at the end. And this will be my piece to go for the tightening and loosening. Got a nut here. I don't have a washer big enough to fit it to go through this way, so I'll show you how to get around that later on in the build. And this nut here will be the one that actually goes through and tightens it up. And I'm going to embed this inside the piece it goes on. And I have an idea, I'm pretty sure it'll work. I'll show you that as we go along. Now, that is this morning's project. If all goes well, it should take a couple hours. And by then, I'll see if it's going to rain this morning or not, which it's still sprinkling rain right now. The rain is really messing me up because I can't get out on the forge. I can't build a fire in the forge in the rain because my roof out there is leaking also. I've got to rethink that whole thing, the entire forge area. But maybe it'll quit so I can get something done as far as blades. I do have some orders. I am working on them. They're all roughed out. I just need to get some fire going. So that'll be the first build of the new year. And I'll show you the next steps here in just a little while. Alright, I got all my pieces cut out. Now, that's going to be the bottom plate. That what fastens to the table. This is just 3 pieces here, glued and screwed together. It's going to be the spacer. Alright, this piece and this piece, this will be the jaws that hold everything together. I'm going to cut these again at a 45 when I get them glued and clamped together. This one will go here. The hinge will go here. And this piece will go here. And you notice I've cut a rabbet joint in there and rounded the edges so it'll fit flat and rotate in and out just a little bit like it's supposed to. Alright, it don't make any sense right this minute, but it will here in just a few minutes. I think. I hope. Let's see, could you see that? Like that. Now before I do anything else, I'm going to put in my through hole for the bolt. Now I'll do that on the drill press. I'll clamp these 2 pieces together to make sure I get a good alignment through there. This is fun. Alright, let's see if I can video this without it shaking the camera too much. Now this is the nut to where the bolt's going to go in for the tightening and loosening. And it is the same width basically as this little Forstner bit. Now this is a smaller bit. What I'm going to try to do is recess a hole in here and then put this down in there. When I get ready to put it down in there, I'll show you how I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. Now I've got the board clamped down so it won't move. I got it pretty much centered. And let's see what we can do with this. Alright, let's see. Alright, it's way too small, so I'm going to go up 1 size on this bit. Let's see, let's get it centered back up again and clamp back down. I wasn't sure, that's why you can always make it bigger, but you can't make it smaller. Hang on, let's get this table down out of the way. Well, I'm all thumbs. Anyway, same process, just a bigger bit. And we'll press it in there a minute. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start it with the hammer so it'll stay still. Maybe. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to put it in the arbor press, which is turning into be a absolutely handy tool. Now I've still got my socket in there for my stamps, and I'm putting a socket on there, regular old socket that'll fit just like this. Square it up, and I'm going to press that bolt down into the wood, I hope. Just like that. And that will not go anywhere. It's not like it's going to be thousands of pounds of pressure on it. Well, there we go. Another good use for the press. I am very impressed with the press. Alright, just a minute, we'll get some putting together done. Alrighty, we're almost done. Now I decided the hinge that I had for it, I don't need. It's more trouble than it's worth. And I got the through bolt in. Instead of having a washer, I just got a nut right there to hold it. That'll work just fine. Now the way this works, this is an old sheath here, but one that wasn't used. The way it works is tighten it up here. Doesn't have to be extremely tight. Just enough to where I can work on it and sew it. Pretty cool. There we go. I might have to readjust that just a little bit, but that's the way it works. Now I'm going to take some scrap leather and wrap it where it meets the leather, the sheaths, so it will not damage it. And to do that, I'm going to use some contact cement, which is what I'm going to start going to for gluing sheaths together. It seems, I tried some of it yesterday, it seems to hold up very, very, very well, stick very well. And it's a lot faster than the other stuff I was using. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take it apart. Just take this leg here off, and this one moves, and this one is fixed. See where I screwed it in there and fastened it to the bottom. I have some pre-drill holes here to where I can fasten it to the workbench. And there we go. That's about it. Now once I get the leather wrap, I'll put a coat of paint on there. I did drill the holes and put the hinge in there, and so I'll have some holes right there, but who cares? It doesn't matter. And I'll show you a picture of it all finished. And I've lollygagged around long enough. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, so, and I've been out here since, what, midnight? About time to go in here in just a little bit. And I'll show you a final picture, and then I'll see you later. Well, there we go. Project complete. Was there any doubt what color I was going to paint it? And I camoed it because it looks cool, and I had the camo paint. Alright, project cost $0. Just a little bit of time. Now it is so wet and humid and sticky and misty and rainy that this is going to take several hours to dry, even though it is the fast drying paint. So I'm not going to touch it anymore. I'm going to leave it right there. Go wash the paint off my hands. And it is almost 11 o'clock, which means I've been out here for almost 11 hours. So I'm going in and take a nap. And we'll see this again several more times in the future. And we'll put it to the test after it dries when I start on the next knife sheath. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for your support. I hope you enjoyed watching this. And I will see you later.